Start streaming.
Start
Saw the
streaming.
notification. I don't see us live.
All right, we're up on YouTube, and we are up on Twitch. It looks like. All right, cool. I just unmuted real quick. Looks like volume's working. Shalom, and welcome back.
Shalom.
Thank you, Benjamin Netanyahu, for all the viewers we're going to get tonight. And thank you, Palantir. But anyway, this week we watched Princess Mononoke. This was a suggestion by Izzy, and it is his favorite movie. So, Izzy, go ahead and give us, I guess, what do you love this movie? So, you take us through it. You lead us this week. Give us the talking points. What do you want to talk about? We'll follow.
Okay. It is a film that I hold so dear to my heart. It is a Studio Ghibli film. It, I think, lands more on the honest side instead of their different titles that are more like nostalgic or just not goofy, but whimsical, I guess.
Out there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Whimsical. That's a good word.
Yeah, like the Howl's Moving
So,
Castles, or the
Spirited
Neighbor
Away or
Totoro,
Howl's
Spirited
Moving
Away.
Castle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not too fantasy oriented, but many of the things that you see in the movie are normal. The time is, I want to say, early civilization, not early to where it's primitive, but people have language, they have clothes.
Yeah, iron's a big thing, so it's not quite like I guess what would that be, like Bronze Age, technically, something like that?
I think
Or
it's
copper?
1500. I think, 1500 something. I think is the
that
time.
era, right? So you have these clans, which are towns pretty much, and they're separated enough because there's nothing in between them, just nature. And many of them don't know of each other, or in this case, there's a clan that's secluded or exiled out, which is the clan of our boy Prince Ashitaka. He seems to be the last leader of this clan, and you open up with the conflict of the movie. There's a boar that seems to have been has become a demon, is what it is, but later on you discover it's rage and hatred and fear. But he attacks the town, and while saving the town, he gets wrapped by this worm ooze type creature that's engulfing this boar, and he becomes infected. So after defeating the boar, they go up to it and try to pay it its respects and tell it that it's gonna get its burial rights and just to die at peace. But the boar has a final message of hatred of you pathetic humans. You're soon going to feel the rage that I am feeling, and just dissolves and is just a skeleton. But then it seems to be that because he was touched by this, I don't even know what to call it, consistently, just ooze, I guess.
I guess
like a
more
black-
so like a curse than anything else.
Yeah, curse. I guess what
Yeah.
I would call it, a curse.
Yeah, because it comes out of them, you see it start to bubble out of them, but they look like worms.
Yeah,
almost
yeah.
like
The way it's
leeches.
animated,
Leeches.
leeches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so because he was touched by this, the wise woman of the town says that he has been exiled and he must, and tells him where the boar has come from the west, and that he must go figure out what's wrong and how to fix it.
Yeah, he has to observe with eyes unclouded by hatred. So he's
Yeah.
So the main theme seems to be it's obviously humanity versus nature, but there's more so things I guess hatred
It's
and
the consistent
acceptance.
battle of
It's yin and yang. There's two complete opposites always at battle, and neither one is technically wrong per se. But there's darker aspects to each side. So anyway, he gets told to leave. I forgot where I was going now.
Well,
Well,
he gets
he
taken
gets
out
told to
by his
leave
own
because
people.
Oh
They
yeah,
make
yeah.
him
yeah,
like
He's like
cut his bun off.
yeah, he has to go see with eyes unclouded by hatred. Thank you. And so he's kind of like like the I guess if you're looking at a yin and yang, he's like the white dot inside the black. Like he's like just
Yeah.
an innocent observer in all this. He was in a town far away. They're secluded people. They're small tribe, and unfortunately he gets dragged into this battle with like a much larger town versus basically the old gods of nature. It seems like.
yeah,
Yeah, some farmers,
because
it seems like, just a
Yeah.
smaller town. And yeah, these samurai are just pillaging this town. Like you see, it is a bit gory, but not too intensely. Like you see the man's arm get chopped off, and they don't really like
a
over
lot
exaggerate
of
it. It
heads
just
chopped off.
happens, and
Yeah.
then yeah, they move on. So
Yeah,
yeah,
the wise lady said before he leaves his original town, his original people, the wise lady was like, "Hey, if he has like this burn on his arm almost. It's like where the demon had affected and touched him." And she was like, "You're going to live a miserable life.
wow.
Um, you will live in much pain. Then you will end up eventually dying unless you go." Um, Travis said it. What was it again?
It was like observe the world
See
with
with
eyes
eyes.
unclouded by hatred or something like that, or see
Yeah,
with eyes.
he has to plead to the forest god basically to get the curse taken away from him.
Yep.
So it's this journey of him going out to the west, far away from his hometown, to plead with the god to take this curse away. And it's basically about his travels trying to get this disease away from him, which
Nice.
becomes kind of unsuccessful, but and
Well,
kind of
perfect
successful at the
timing.
same time.
So much happens at that exact moment. Because if he had not been infected then and got left then, I feel like so much more could have happened
Oh yeah, like it was
at the
almost
same time.
because he long story short, I'm gonna cut a lot of this, but he gets to the it's not a I guess a lake. It's the life the I forget what
Yeah,
they call it,
it's like
like
It's like a
like
like
a
the
pool.
lake of
spring.
life or like the pool of life or whatever it's called.
Yeah, it's like the
Um,
lifeblood of the forest, like the center of the
yeah,
forest, where the spirit comes to rest and during the day, and it like has crazy potential healing properties if the spirit accepts you, type of stuff.
yeah,
Yep.
Um, it's just like a mystical place. It's not really. I don't know. I don't think there's a
Think of
lot of
like Mother
lore.
Nature in a
Yeah,
way. Like
yeah.
the essence
And
of nature, life and
and
death.
what Izzy means by perfect timing is because he a lot happens, but he ends up getting shot, I guess, and he gets to this river. They lay him down into it, and the forest god only heals his wound. He doesn't take away
The curse.
the curse from him. And so he wakes up and he's like, it gave me life, but it didn't take away the curse. That means he has a further objective in this
yeah, to prove
storyline, and he
himself.
came at the perfect time.
Yep.
So it's a fantastic story. Number one, I mean, this story was had a lot of in-depth moments. It was very, very in-depth of how, I guess, nature and humanity clashes. I guess is the
Hmm.
the main point. I guess.
Yeah, it's a lot of like anti-progress and anti-human clashing.
Mhm.
So it's like they're locked in and just a stalemate, but the progress of the humans with Irontown is starting to make it complicated for nature to prevail these
Yeah,
fights.
yeah. Yin
Yeah,
and
like
Yang is, I think, it was probably the perfect
yeah,
explanation.
a huge theme of the show, besides the humans, tearing apart nature to get more iron out of the ground to keep producing weapons, is guns. Like you
Yep.
can tell these are basically cannons. What these people are referring to as guns, a very primitive. It's basically a big,
Oversized shotgun, single
yeah. It's
shot.
it's a big giant barrel on a wooden stick. It's like the definition of the first type of guns made, right?
And they light it with a
Yep.
match.
So
Yep.
and like a huge theme of this is like like, okay, humans have progressed to the point where they can now kill what are referred to as gods, which are basically like extremely large forest animals, like whether it be boar, wolves. Apes are shown for a little bit, but
They've already been taken over and corrupted.
yeah, they're not like a huge player. They show up, but they're not a huge player. And then so like it's kind of like getting to the point where it's like, okay, we've ruled over humans, or not really ruled, but like lived amongst
Their
humans.
territories
Yeah,
were
like humans have
established.
had their side, we've had ours, and it's never been a boundary war or anything like that. Now it is. Now the humans are on equal playing field, and these guns are just destroying. If they don't kill the gods, then they corrupt the gods, pretty much, because the gods just like for God, I don't know how many years, tons of years have been like, humans aren't a threat. You know, we don't like them. But we can't. You know, we're not gonna get rid of them because they're not bothering us. Well, now they're bothering us, and that pisses them off. So when they get shot and they don't immediately succumb to their wounds, they get corrupted by this hatred. So, like nature versus humans, hatred versus acceptance, uh, yin and yang, I guess. I mean, you can draw probably hundreds of themes just from this movie alone, and it touches on all of them beautifully.
Yeah. I do think the characters are just so perfectly made.
I agree.
Ashitaka is a very just like grounded character.
Yeah,
He carries out what he was sent to do so well.
He's on his mission. He's a true neutral observer. He kind of picks sides, you know, because Princess Mononoke, he wants a piece of it, you know. So in the end, he leans more towards protecting her, but in a way where he doesn't condemn all the people of Irontown. Like he still does everything he can to protect all of them.
Yeah, and there's a lot of points in the movie where you want him to choose, I guess, a side where he very stays neutral, kind of in that aspect, and he really does a lot at the very end of the movie, where he's almost helping out Irontown more than nature, I guess, the gods, the spirits. But that's kind of what he's there for. Like that's his whole purpose is to have a mutual ground and understand both sides of what's happening.
Yeah, I think the coexistence, like trying to find the middle ground. Like,
Yeah,
why are you killing off these beautiful beasts? Like they're
yeah.
raw, just massive beasts.
Like
And they're intellectual. They show intellectual signs. They speak to Ashitaka and amongst each other. And then the Boar clan and the Wolf clan, they speak and are like intermingled, so they're in good terms. But the Boars have already made up their mind because of that first one at the beginning that they're going to attempt to kill the humans.
Yeah, and there's a lot of points at the very end of the movie or closer to the end where I really wanted him to choose nature because all of the humans were just kind of being assholes at the end of the day. But he was seeing the good in the human, and he was trying to, I guess, he said something at the end whenever he was running away from Irontown to go find Eboshi or whatever her name was,
Lady Eboshi.
Lady Eboshi, where he was like, it's not.
He was going to warn her
not just
that the samurai that were attacking Irontown were overwhelming the leopards and the women, and that they needed to retreat to help them out.
Yeah.
But in doing that, you know, he kind of, like Princess Mononoke and the wolves were kind of left to fend by themselves with all the like monks that were disguised as boars for a minute. You know, so there's, I mean, he's always like just drawn back and forth throughout the whole movie of helping Irontown, helping Princess Mononoke. It's a constant, and Princess Mononoke for the most part fucking can't stand this dude until like the very end when he basically saves her.
The very end. Yeah.
For a little bit, she was okay with him, but then she sees that he went to go help Irontown again, and
Hmm.
she's like, "No, not you're just
Yeah, I
like
knew you were
them.
with
I
the
hate you."
humans. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
But
even
like
at
a
the
bunch of
end,
characters we walked over, I feel like there's the monk that was sent by the emperor to collect or to help him become immortal was the goal.
yeah,
Yeah, by
Jiko.
And
getting the head of the forest spirit.
Yeah,
mhm.
Jiko.
So it all
Um,
tied into that and him helping um, Ashitaka as he's doing his beginning of the travels. He walks into his first town, and Ashitaka's village is an unknown village because they were shunned long ago, and people think that they are extinct at this point. But he goes to buy some rice because him and Yakul, his very majestic um,
I think so.
red
Yeah.
elk,
Red Elk. Yeah.
the horns are just like they're huge, but they have such a cool design to them. But they're traveling and they run out of food, so he stops in that first town to buy the rice, and he pays with a little nugget of gold. And the town's lady's like, "Hey, you're trying to rob me? Like, give
Yeah,
me my
where's my
money."
coin? Yeah.
Yeah.
And the monk's like, "You silly lady, this is gold. This is at least worth 3 bags of rice." And everybody in the town's starting to gather, and they're like, "Oh, whoa." And then
Three
Ashitaka just
bags.
straight up leaves. He's like, "I know the worth of this. Like, this isn't important to me. I just need the rice. I need to get back on task." But then the monk meets up with him as he's leaving. He's like, "Hey, you, um, you look important. I've heard of you." And they just like walk down. They run away from a couple of townspeople that seem to have caught wind of him and seem interested in his money. But they get away and they share a meal. And then Ashitaka and him talk, and he learns about the spirit forest or the forest spirit and what healing properties and around where he should go to find him. But after that, Ashitaka leaves early in the morning and then heads out. And then the monk's like, "My plan is like in place. Like now I just follow you
Yep.
Yeah.
to find what I need." So he set up his pawn and he gets Town. No, the night before this is happening, the Irontown people are going up the hill and it's pouring down rain like it's flash flood. And they're trying to go up with some oxen filled with bags of rice and food. It's like a good amount of people. It's like 30, 40 people. And this is the first encounter with the Wolf Clan, or the pups, and Princess Mononoke as they go and attack this the Irontown people. But Lady Eboshi, she fends off with their weapons, which I think were so well made. They have their umbrellas to keep their gunpowder dry.
Yeah.
They covered the tips of their guns so that way it wouldn't like leak into it or get dirty. I thought for like early development of weaponry, it's very well thought out. Like I didn't look into the like actual history of that if that's a thing, but I thought it was cool. But they attack, do some damage. The wolves knock a couple of oxen off and a couple of men off the side of the hill, and um, the mom wolf comes in, and she's huge. She's like twice the size of the pups. She has 2 tails, just very strong creature, and Lady Aboshi hits her like right in the breast with a direct shot, and it's a big impact. She goes off, and that's when it clears up, and they make it back up to their town with their food. But that next morning, as everything's calming down, you have Prince Ashitaka seeing a couple of men that have survived the fall at the bottom of the lake and rescues them and is like, "All right, we need to get you to your place," but also encounters the wolves, and he's like, "Is this the place? Is this the like the way he just talks? He's just so direct about it. It's just straight to the point. Like, I need an answer. Hey, and she's like, "Go away! Like we don't need you here." As she's trying to clean up her adoptive mom's wounds, and they start to venture into the forest deeper, and then that's where we start to see the Kodama, and that's the little like
Bobblehead
forest
dudes.
spirits.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
sweet.
Yeah.
I love
yeah, they definitely have a.
when they're he's got homeboy on the elk and he's got a dude on his back and the Kodama
Yeah,
are leading him to where the spirit pool, the healing pool or whatever is, and all the Kodama are running past him, and there's even a couple Kodama carrying some Kodamas on their back like him. It's hilarious. They're cute little fellers.
Yeah, our cute little fellers.
yep. And they make it to the pool. Um, Ashitaka puts his arm in the water to get some water for the guy that's passed out, and as he does, it starts to burn, and it's because of the healing element, I guess, factor of it. But as he's doing that, he looks up. There's a couple of deer walking by, and at the end, you see the spirit just walking as well, and then he turns and looks, which the spirit has an interesting look. Like he looks mostly deer-like,
But like the
huge rack, dude. Like solid
Huge rack.
30 pointer. I don't even. Yeah, it's
Maybe
massive.
Yeah.
So just with the glance of the spirit, Ashitaka feels that energy, and his hand starts to react because it's that hatred, just reacting the way it does, and he starts to feel better after it walks away. He starts walking with the guy again. He's like, "Guy doesn't seem as heavy as he did before." So it's almost like a refresher that got hit with.
Yeah.
So he's able to just make it back to Irontown and deliver those guys back to their home. That's where you start to meet the people of Irontown, which I feel like the ladies were a lot, pretty mean to the guys, but it was a
yeah
back and
yeah.
forth with them.
Yeah.
The ladies used to work at brothels and undesirable jobs, but Lady Eboshi bought out their contracts and just brought them in, and now they forge iron. They pump the air
The
to
bellows.
keep, yeah,
Yeah.
the bellows to keep the fire going, and that's their whole industry at this point. Like the town revolves around that, and
Yeah.
you meet um the lepers in her secret garden, developing the guns, creating the guns. She's trying to make them lighter so that the women can defend themselves. But I thought to myself, I was like, these ladies are jacked. They're
Yeah
performing
yeah yeah.
night shifts, keeping these bellows alive. I'm sure they're well endowed, like built for it. So that was interesting. But I was like, maybe the guys, since they seem to pick them on a lot,
Well, she
and
hates
they
men,
actually go out. Yeah, true.
so she doesn't care. Like she sends. Well, we're about to get to it. Keep going. But she hates men, so she cares more about the women being able to defend themselves than the men. That's why the men run the ox trains for the food, and the women stay inside Irontown and work the bellows because it's technically a
Yeah.
safer job.
Easier, safer. You won't die doing it.
Yep. So I'm trying to think if it was that night. Well, actually, Tucker gets acclimated with the space, tries to understand what's going on, but he confronts her. He's like, "Hey, um, you're the reason why this boar went mad, and I'm just here to, I guess, try to narrate what's going on and figure out the conflict and how to try to resolve it." But, um, sorry, I'm trying to keep up with these notes.
So
Is
one
this
of
one?
my
Go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah. Well, I was just gonna bring up a little subject while you were searching. I guess one of my favorite things about Studio Ghibli movies is the amount of detail they put into their characters, to each one of them. Even down to like the simplest things like movements whenever he finds Kuroku in the stream, instead of putting down his bow, he puts it around his neck
Mm-hmm.
to let them out. Whenever he gets to the river or the lake of life or whatever it is, he pulls out the bowl to like get some water and he washes it out first, then dips it in to take a drink. Like the small things, I guess. It's
For
probably one of my
sure.
favorite things about Studio Ghibli movies. Like that small detail. Go
At the
ahead, let's go.
beginning, when he reinforces his bow to be tighter
Yeah.
into
Yeah,
combat mode, that was
yeah.
solid.
Like
Yeah,
he
or even
never,
just climbing that watchtower at the beginning.
He seems like a
yeah.
calculated man. Like he
Yeah.
Like
has the fundamentals
he
of
he
those things
never
in
like
place.
puts his bow around him because it will stretch out the string. So he always has to re-rack his bow before he goes out. Uh, Small things like that. It's just like it's very interesting how they nailed down what it would actually be like if that was you. Like you would never
Yeah.
do something like that back then. So very interesting how detailed it is.
Yeah. I remember when I saw a clip for this movie. It was saw like 7, 8 years ago, but it was of when he encountered that village that was getting killed off, and he goes to pull on his bow, and the bow that got infected was the drawing arm, and it becomes like pretty beefed up. Like you see
Mm-hmm.
it just swell up, and
Mm.
he goes to shoot his arrow, and it just whizzes right to the dude and just
I think the first one
decapitates him.
shoots a dude's arm off, and the next one like shoots a dude's head off, and then like goes through a
Yeah, yeah. Like
tree.
the guy had like two hands up to like swing down with like an axe or something,
Yeah,
and it
and
comes straight
then
through
he
both
like
hands.
through the elbows, just nubs swing down, and a sword falls
Yeah,
behind him.
and his fucking
Yep.
arms are like up against a tree with the axe in it, with the arrow stuck through.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
Um,
When I saw that, I was
yeah,
intrigued immediately. I was like, "What is this?"
Yeah, I'm kind of.
yeah,
So
it's
They didn't really play into the strength of the curse, except for like a very couple, like a handful of scenes. Because I thought when he was invading the village, that was going to be a much bigger theme about how strong his bow arm was now, and it really wasn't. But I guess that's
no,
kind of that. If they were to play into it more, that'd be him accepting the curse. So makes sense they
yeah,
didn't.
yeah. They had
and
that one point where he was hitting the samurais as he was going to that first village, and then I think he let the curse go, almost like he was like at one point in the story he's going to find Lady Eboshi and the samurais are chasing him, and it's almost like he accepted the curse at that point, and he was able to like catch the bow, like catch the arrow, and string it in
the
with the
Hmm.
rage had started
curse.
to pent up in him, and
Yeah,
then it
Yeah,
started
like he was
to
getting pissed off because
show.
they hit what's his red elk's
you're
name?
cool.
Yakul.
Yeah, cool.
They hit Yakul in the booty with an arrow, and it's
Yeah.
like he got like pissed off, and he was like catching arrows and racking them and popping them back at him. So it's almost
Hmm.
like he was letting that rage take over. And so they do a little bit, but not as much as I thought they would do. I do agree. I thought they would play into that a little bit more,
Yeah.
but I'm glad they didn't. Actually,
I
I
was okay
am.
with it. Yeah, I was assuming that it was gonna be this like overpowered character, and he just takes out anything in his path, creates justice in his like with his means.
Yeah,
But I like how he decided to just involve himself when needed. Um,
yeah,
the more serious conflicts, the more serious people. But that night was the night that Princess Mononoke decided to pretty much retaliate against Lady Oboshi after her mom was injured. She goes in at the dead of night. Well, not the dead of night. They were also awake because I guess they're just up 24/7. But she goes in to attack, and it was crazy to me how Ashitaka just like sensed her as she was around. He's like, she's here, and then that's when the sequence started of her starting to make her way over to Lady Eboshi to make an attack.
yeah,
But then they fight for a bit. Um, Ashitaka like yells at both of them. He first yelled at Princess Mononoke, "Don't do this. Like your life is way more worth it. Like don't waste it on this. Like you're needed." And Lady Eboshi telling her not to kill her. But as they brawl, they like pretty much get into like a huge mosh pit with all the people around, and they fight. And that's when he starts to get upset, and his curse starts to inflame and just becomes present. You can actually see it like
Hmm.
around,
Bubble up.
and
Just bubble up.
yeah, it's it's almost like a little bit of aura around it. Um, but he uses that to stop their fighting, and he takes a couple hits. Like he gets stabbed one time, and he just like doesn't even react, and they're all like, he should be dead. And he's like, he knocks both of them out, and he's like, I'm leaving, and I'm taking her. Take your lady Eboshi. So then he goes and tries to leave, and they're like, we're not letting you leave. And they have this huge perimeter of just massive trees. I guess a giant fence,
Hmm.
Big wall.
but yeah. And they're like, you can't get out. That door's
Takes
it's
10
heavy.
men to open.
Right.
Before that, though,
So,
when he was leaving the mosh pit, one of the ladies with the new guns is like, "If you move, I'll shoot." And she hesitates
oof.
because they all got to know him, and he came and worked the
Yeah.
bellows with them, and he was getting to know the people of Irontown. So she hesitated, but somebody in the crowd pushed her and was like, "You got to do something." And she accidentally pulls the trigger. The way these new guns work, they were like shoulder mounted, and the trigger held the flint. So like imagine a long bar and a little piece of flint right here, and the trigger was just you pushing that down. So when she gets
Mhm.
pushed, she accidentally pulls down the trigger and shoots him basically through the stomach area almost. It
Yeah.
looks like
Vital
lower
organs for
chest,
sure.
and he just like takes it and keeps walking, and then goes and opens that gate, and then that's when
One-handed too.
yeah, one handed
Just
Yeah.
while holding
Perception, but-
like potato sacking Princess Mononoke over his shoulder. And then
Yep.
he ends up riding to the spirit pool, and that's when the spirit first heals his bullet wound, but does not take the curse away from him.
yeah.
I like how the wolves showed up as backup, but he's
Hmm.
like, I'm here with her. We need to save her. Like,
Yeah,
let's go.
yeah,
So
hops
it
on
was
you
nice that.
cool, and then he passes out sometime during the ride. She finally wakes up and is like, "Oh shit, he's not okay," and she rushes him
Yeah.
into the pool. And that's when you see well, I guess you see the forest spirit in its deer form up close for the first time. It's got like that like weird monkey face.
Yeah, the baboon looking
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yep. Nice. Yeah, the way it walks on water too, it just adds to that mystical factor of
Mm-hmm.
that spirit and how powerful it is. Just casually,
Yeah,
it's
it's like
there.
every step, like flowers start growing out. Every step it takes, and
But they die
uh,
too if you know like it
yeah, they
steps,
die whenever it
flowers.
takes his
Yeah.
hoof.
So
It takes
it's a
his hoof off of
spirit
it.
of life and death. I mean, it's the nature spirit, so we already knew that. But it's interesting how they animate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess you can tell that it's like an all. You know, at one point, I'm sorry, Izzy, if I'm cutting some, but there's at one point it you have the boar and the wolf that are both dying, and these are basically, I guess, what you would call subordinates
You're cutting a lot.
of the forest spirit. Well, I am, but I just wanted to like
It's fine.
emphasize that it's life and
We've already
death.
cut
Like
all
this,
over the place. Go for it.
yeah, the god is life and death because you expect it to heal because it can heal. It's an all powerful
Hmm.
being, and it can heal things. And the boar and at one point the boar and one of the wolves are close to death, and instead of healing it and bringing them both back to life, he kills them both.
Hmm.
He kills the boar. He kisses the boar, and it
Yeah,
just falls flat on its side and just lifeless. The
yeah,
wolf
and
does die, but I think it's because it was already towards the verge of death.
yeah,
She's like, I thought it was
Yeah,
gonna
the
happen.
wolf was accepting its death the whole
theoretically should have
time,
died.
but
Yeah,
like, there's another point where the wolf isn't quite dead yet and gets some revenge. So we'll get to it.
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
sweet.
we'll
pretty
get to that. But like, it's a very the he's the being, I guess, the forest spirit is a very give and take. It's a it can bring back life, but it knows whenever your time is done, I
Hmm.
guess, kind of thing, and it will it's okay with you know taking away something like that. It's a very interesting concept. Go ahead, Izzy.
yeah. So they get to the pool, they get healed up, and they start. Sorry. Yeah, a little bit of talking. I ultimately don't think there was like a set villain to this
Yeah,
movie.
like if we were to pick a bad guy, it's Jugo in like
Yeah.
most people's eyes, right? But all he's
Yeah.
really doing is doing what he was ordered to do. So like if he's a monk, right? But if you think of him more as like say a soldier or even like I don't know, like a secret service guy because he's doing it for the emperor. If you think of him like that, he's just doing what he was ordered to do, right? He's
Yeah.
just using the people around him to do it.
Yeah.
So he's not necessarily the bad guy, but if you were to pick an antagonist, I think it's him more so than it is Lady Eboshi or, I mean, Lady Eboshi is the only other one that could be seen as a potential villain. But again, she's not. She's just trying
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
She's, if anything, she's more so. She'd be a hero in most stories because she took in the leopards, she took in all the brothel workers, she saved them, and she saved the leopards from being like exiled. Which in Japan, I don't know if it was in the 1500s, but I'm pretty sure there was an island in Japan that was just for leopard colony. It was a leopard colony, so she saved them from that.
Okay.
If that was a thing by then. I don't know if it was around in the 1500s. I'd imagine it was because leprosy is not really a modern day problem. It's a very old world problem.
Yeah, he was intentional to add leprosy to
Yeah.
bring awareness of it
And
for
then,
that main.
so she saves all these people and gives them a way better life than they ever would have. So if you think about it, like human wise, she's a hero, and Jugo's just doing what he was told, and all the men under Jugo are doing what they're told by him. So there's not really, there's no villain per se. I mean, I guess you could make the argument that maybe the Boers are a villain because they're like, screw it, no holds bar, we're going after them. But again, they're just protecting, they're just doing what any of us would do. Like if someone came and was like, hey, I'm going to take your home away from you, you do all you could to protect it too.
Yeah. And they're
and
set in that way to where that's what they're set to do. Like the big boar leader comes in and is like, "Hey, this is what we're gonna do." And at first, the Wolf Clan, she's like, "Finally, a boar with like a mind." But
Yeah.
he's like, "No, I've already made up my mind. We're gonna attack the humans."
Yeah, well, you think for a minute.
Yeah.
So picking up after the spirit pool real quick is kind of where this is where now people are like plots are colliding. So on the animal side, boars show up, and the first boar we speak to, I don't remember his name, but he's pissed about the demon boar. He's like, they're all pissed about the demon boar.
Hokoto.
Yeah, Hokoto was strong,
Lord Hokoto.
and this is what the humans did to him. And then they're talking to the wolf, and the wolf is injured. She's accepted her fate. Like she's like, I'm gonna die here at some point. I don't know when. I'm gonna do all I can, but you know the wolves aren't joining your fight. You're basically you guys are on a suicide mission. And then the old blind boar shows up, and like he's the only for a minute he hears out Prince. Help me out here.
Ashitaka.
Ashitaka. He hears his side out, and he's like, "Look, you know, I hear you, but this is what we're gonna do. Like we've made up our mind. Period. This is what we're doing. They're taking our homes. We got to do it." So, of course, then Princess Mononoke is like, "All right, well, I'm siding with the animals, so I'm going to take the wolf pups and I'm going to go help the boars." And then simultaneously, cut to the humans. Jugo shows up into Irontown, and you find out Jugo is pulling the strings behind everybody because he's on a mission from the Emperor. So their plan is they're going to use, you know, their guns. They've made crude grenades, which is basically just a shit ton of, I guess, gunpowder packed into
dynamite?
a hollowed out rock as a grenade. And they're setting up a trap for the boars. Like, he knows the boars are coming. He's been staking out the forest to track where the spirit, the giant, because during the, was it during night that this, yeah, during the night, the forest spirit turns into like a giant spectral deer,
like
bipedal deer thing. I don't know how to describe it. It's just a huge spirit.
massive.
Like if you were to think of nature
Translucent.
spirit,
It's like an ancestral god.
yeah, if you were to think of a nature spirit with antlers, and it's, I don't know, 60 feet tall, this is it.
I would think
Yeah.
like hundreds of
Yeah,
feet.
it was towering mountains. So yeah, it was
Yeah.
gigantic. And during the day,
Yeah.
it turns into that deer. Yeah, it turns into that deer, and that's when the spirit's vulnerable, is during the day. So Jugo's like, all right, I know where they're at. Let's go get Irontown on board. Well, during the boar raid, Irontown is also being attacked by the shogunate. I can't remember who, but anyway, the shogunate wants Irontown because iron is the most profitable thing in the world right now. So, Lady, damn, I just said her name, Hiboshi,
Kabosh.
is like, well, I'm taking the men. We're going to go attack the boars. Ladies are going to stay behind and defend Irontown. And so the boars and the wolves, they come in, they attack Irontown, they get demolished. Like it wasn't a fight. The humans have the high ground. They're throwing grenades down. They have their guns. The boars are just charging in blindly, basically. And old blind boar's name,
Okoto.
Okoto, he gets shot, and he gets overtaken by hatred. And
Instantly.
immediately. And before that, he was shitting on the boar that got overtaken by hatred. He's like, I'm embarrassed that
He
one
was
of our
so mad too.
yeah. He's like, I'm embarrassed that one of ours did this to you, Prince Ashitaka. Like I can't apologize enough. Well, anyway, he gets overtaken immediately, and he's on his way back. And this is where the apes show up again for some reason. They're like,
Yeah.
we told you, you should have let us eaten the boy, so we could have been strong and taken care of all this for you. And Princess Mononoke is like, well, why don't y'all help now? Why don't you do something now? They're like, it's too late. We're leaving. The apes have to represent something. I don't know what it is, but they there's something that they got to be representing, and I don't know what it is yet, but it's something. Well, anyway,
I think they were just like the forest maintainers, because they, like, for a scene whenever she goes to try out that gun that they had developed, she shoots it at a hillside.
mhm.
But when the impact happens and the explosion happens, you see the silhouettes of the apes, and she's
Yeah.
like, "Dang apes! They're just out here regrowing the forest that I had just cleared out for more raw
Okay.
mineral."
Yeah, that's right. They do
Yeah.
plant the trees. That's right. I forgot that.
Yeah, plant trees. Yeah.
So anyway, Master or Lord Blind Boar
Okoto. Yeah.
he's on his way back to the Forest Spirit. He's like, the only thing that's going to give me power to stop the humans now is the Forest Spirit, and he's slowly overcoming by hatred. And Princess Mononoke is like, Lord Okoto, you have to stop. You have to calm down. But he's not having it. He ends up basically swallowing her, and she starts getting, cursed.
Overtaken.
Stormed. Yeah.
And while they're on their way back, here comes Jugo and Lady Eboshi into the spirit pool. And Jugo says something here, like one of the men are like, Sir Jugo, are you sure you want to do this? We're about to kill a god. And Jugo says, well, my boy, the first rule to killing a god is make sure you have somebody else do it for you. And Lady Eboshi is like determined. She's like, watch this. I'm going to show y'all how to kill a god. And it's
She
kind
tells
of
them, "Yeah, watch."
yeah, it's kind of weird
Y'all
because
watched it.
there's a scene where like the boar's coming in, the wolf is dying, Prince Ashitaka's sitting by the pool, like almost like he's about to communicate with the forest spirit again, or like have another vision or something. And and Lady Eboshi shows up. She takes the first shot, and it looks like it goes straight through the forest spirit's neck, but it's fine. So I guess it just hit its fur or something. But then
It definitely felt the impact.
Yeah,
You can see in the eyes. to
yeah,
where
like its eyes go
Yeah.
like it's
And she was like, she goes, well, calm down. It takes more than one shot.
yeah.
She wasn't surprised that it survived that hit.
And then the boar comes in, and he thinks the boar's like, oh, all my boar soldiers are with me, but really what it is, it's all the other monks wearing the skin of his dead comrades because the boar's blind, so he doesn't know this. And Princess Mononoke is like, "You're blinded by rage. You have to calm down. These aren't your men. These are, these are the humans." And well, they finally show up. They show up. It turns to nighttime. The spirit starts transforming into its big giant self. Lady Eboshi takes the second shot, shoots its head off. Jugo shows up with a big iron pan, throws its head in an iron pan, and starts running. Well, now this is only a god of death. Everything this god touches now is dying. So the boar dies. Well, the boar dies before this. Technically, the spirit's still in deer form, but I'm getting my timeline mixed up a little bit. Anyway, Jugo fucks off with the god's head inside his big iron pot. The wolf, I think its like body gets overtaken by this death spirit, but its head comes at Lady Eboshi, and Lady Eboshi's like, "I told you, even a headless wolf can still bite," and she's down for the count. Basically, she's got to be carried around for the rest of the movie, but I can't remember. Does she die or? I think she was okay.
No.
Yeah, I thought she was okay, but she
okay.
was.
They rebuild the town.
Yeah, she was dying at the moment.
Yeah, she was severely wounded, lost a whole arm. Yeah, you're out.
And then this is when. And then this is where you get to the real crux of it, because Princess Mononoke is like, well, everybody's getting what they deserve. This is what they wanted. They wanted the god dead. Now he's going to kill everybody. But Ashitaka's like, there's still got to be a way where we can save Irontown, the people of Irontown, save the wolves, save any living boars if there's any, the apes, the rats, the little bobblehead dudes.
Yeah, the whole forest.
Yeah, the whole forest, basically. He's like, there's got to be a way. So he runs back and warns Irontown, and that's when Mononoke is like, I knew you were always on the human side. I can't stand this, blah, blah, blah. And he, basically, long story short, you can get into the details in just a second, the more fine details, but he warns Irontown. They get to the river. Some of them don't, and they die. They take the bridge instead of going to the river. He eventually then catches up with Jugo, and him and Princess Mononoke take the head out of the big iron tub thing, hold it up, and like, here's your head. And the spirit leans down, takes its head back, and in doing so, basically cures both his curse and, Princess Mononoke is now overtaken by it because she was swallowed by the boar. And
they also get dripped on as they hold up the head.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So it becomes even more deepened than just his arm.
Yeah,
they both
their whole body has it at this point, or at least his. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure hers is pretty much.
They were both.
Yeah, they're both. Yeah.
And I remember he grabbed onto her side because then the impact of the reconnection was just so powerful. It's just think of a beam of light coming down, and it's just magical.
That's pretty much how it ends. Balance is somewhat restored. The town and the forest are now, kind of at peace. Maybe, kind of, who knows? I'm sure there's some more finer points you want to talk to, but that's like the last main conflict and the resolution. I would say kind of the Cliff Note versions. It is. I mean, this is the second time I watched it a long time ago, back when Studio Ghibli movies would come out randomly on like Adult Swim at night, like Cartoon Network. Cool. And so a lot of it I didn't remember, and man, this one's worth the watch.
It holds true long after. Made in 97?
Yeah, exactly. So almost 20 years later, it's still an amazing story. And not only that, but the animation quality. I mean, Ghibli's famous for this. Like, their quality is timeless. So everybody who's ever seen one knows already. But, it still looks incredible. And
it was remade recently.
Yeah, that too. I watched the 97 version because it's the only one the website I use had. But
available. Yeah.
Yeah, so and there it's a loaded. So me and Izzy were talking about this a little before you got on. Loaded voice cast as far as American voice act. People okay. So I already talked to you about it with Izzy, but Billy Bob Thornton, I fucking love him. He voices Jugo,
Yeah.
And I can't believe I didn't pick this up the first. Well, I guess when I was a kid, I didn't really know who Billy Bob Thornton was, but like I picked that up and I was like, "There's no way this is Billy Bob Thornton." And then did you go cuss for the first time? I think you said "damn" or "life's a bitch," something like that. And I was like, "Holy shit, this is Billy Bob
It's Billy
Thornton."
Bob Thornton.
So I paused it. I went immediately to go look at the voice cast, and I was like, "I'll be damned." I would have
It's Billy
never
Bob Thornton.
guessed in a million years that I would ever watch an anime that had a character voiced by Billy Bob Thornton.
Same. I
I
think
don't know
one of
that
my
character.
favorite things.
Okay.
One of my favorite things about this anime is all of the different perspectives that you can put yourself in.
Mm-hmm.
So you have Ashitaka puts himself kind of in the middle, and you can, as the story progresses, you can see yourself fighting for really any side and make it kind of a point.
Yeah.
And be
Either
okay with that
side
decision.
is 100% justifiable.
I mean,
I
when
think.
it comes to the humans or the wolves or the boars, like you understand each perspective that he has, and you have to just put yourself in the shoes of those creatures or those people, and you can understand what's happening and why they would do the things that they did. This is probably one of my favorites. I wouldn't say my favorite Studio Ghibli movie, but the writing on this holds up so well even today. The animation style, the voice acting is obviously phenomenal. Billy Bob Thornton's in this motherfucker, so that's awesome.
Yeah. But here's one that'll tell them what you told me about one of the voice actors earlier. Izzy, this will take the wind out of your sails.
Yeah, so also looking up the voice actors, see if there's anybody that I knew. I knew the narrator. He's dang, I just had him on here. Keith David. He's like an actor you can recognize, but when I looked it up, Toki, the most vocal woman in Irontown, is voiced by Jada Pinkett Smith.
Doesn't that fucking suck?
Oh my god, it is.
Hey, in '97, the world didn't know she was a total bitch yet. So
Ugh. What the fuck? All right, hell yeah.
I'm gonna have to keep looking over my shoulder now because I saw her name. Will Smith's gonna come slap me. But
But there's,
great
I mean, yeah,
cast.
it's fucking great cast.
yeah,
Of course, it's a Studio Ghibli movie, so hold on, boys. Y'all keep talking.
Are you about
Okay.
to fart or something? Oh, he's. My favorite part. So, I remember this. This is like a really old meme for in anime world, and the meme is you've heard of sleeveless shirts, and then his like get up is shirtless
Yes.
sleeves. Like, it's just long sleeves, no chest or like midsection covering. It
No
is
torso.
just sleeves.
It's like a tie. Yeah. Go ahead.
Boys, I gotta dip. I gotta help with the child, so I'll let y'all go
Alright.
ahead and push on with this.
Wrap
One
around.
through
Fantastic
10,
movie.
1 through 10, real quick before you go.
Through Travis's lenses, I still give this a 9.
Yep, I agree.
The writing's fantastic. The animation holds up so well. Besides one lady, this voice acting group is fantastic. It's definitely a great watch. Still holds up today, even 20 years later. I give it a 9, solid 9,
Yep, I agree with that.
I love it.
solid 9. I would rewatch this many times. So, but y'all keep going. I will be back on later. So,
All right, yeah, we'll be
Cool.
here.
I'm
Well,
open.
we probably won't be on the pod anymore, but we'll be here.
boys, I guess to next week. Subscribe.
Oh, you're the
Watch.
wheel man.
Share with your friend.
I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. I got the
All right, we'll
notes. All right, we'll let you know. See
you
ya.
boys.
See ya.
But yeah, I mean everything. There is no bad part of this movie. There's no like boring like part. Like usually like the movies, there's always like an intermediate like act, where it's like 10 to 20 minutes of like boring, but it needs to be there to progress the plot. There is none of that. Like this is it. It all progresses the plot. It's all. I'm not gonna say like it's all 100% exciting, but it's all 100% like necessary and enjoyable. Like there is no like
Yes.
down. Not. There's no like
downtime.
necessarily downtime. Like
Yeah.
it's all amazing. Like, and it's
And the times that he was traveling, the in between times,
yeah, still
the
great.
beautiful landscape animation they had, it just captivated you and kept you there. It's like, man, he's really making this trip.
Yeah,
It's just so cool.
yeah, and I'm glad that they now I don't know if there's anything after the credits rolled. Um, I is there any scenes after the credit rolls?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so. So I'm kind of glad that like when he left the town, he was like, "Yeah, you'll be exiled. You can never come back," and he doesn't. Like,
Hmm.
like there, you would think that there's like a gratifying ending where it's like, "Oh, he lifted his curse, he can go back." They're like, "No, you can't come back. Period. Like
He holds that.
once you leave this town, that's it. Curse or no curse, like your life is whatever." Like whatever you make of your life after this moment,
Yeah. And
and
I do wonder to myself, like, what he would have been as the king
well,
of his village.
this is the type of ending that is so good. It's like a Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood ending because
Yeah.
it's not necessarily closure. There's still story for these characters, although we don't know it. It's up to your interpretation, right? Like,
Well, he does state that he wants to rebuild Irontown.
well, sure, yeah, but like, well, like with Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, the ending is like Alphonse chills with Winry in like their old
Hmm.
town, and Alphonse is like, I gotta go out and see the rest of the world, and it's like, okay, that's it, that's the ending, that's great. What happens to
Yeah,
Alphonse? We know. What happens to Edward? Oh, hopefully good stuff.
the mutual respect amongst Princess Mononoke and Ashitaka in
Mm-hmm.
their decision of helping develop Irontown in what I'm assuming is going to be like the best way possible, the
Yeah,
most harmonious way between nature and development,
yeah,
and her defending
it's
nature.
good because like all the main story plots are concluded, nice ending, but it's open to like, well, do these characters? It's open to the fact of like everything that the movie wanted to solve got solved.
Yeah.
Now it's they live the rest of their life. We don't know what that is, but we can assume it's good things.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, and I
that's
did like how it wasn't a immediate love interest or love
yes,
conclusion, or like now we can be together.
yeah,
But there were those moments where she's like, "No, you love him. No, I hate him,"
yeah.
and
Because
they
for
were talking
90%
to,
of the movie, she was like, I'm determined to hate this guy, but she can't.
yeah, oh, he's just an overall great dude.
Yeah,
Like none of the decisions he make, I think, were rash, just out of spite, out of hatred. They were just cold, calculated, and in the best interest of the both sides.
yeah. Yeah, this was an amazing movie. It's definitely even on my justification on a 1 through 10 scale. It's easily a 9, 9.5. I don't know what a perfect movie looks like. This may be it. Who knows? I haven't seen a lot of anime movies, so
Uh-huh.
this could be a 10, but I'm not very well versed. So I mean, it's definitely a must watch for anybody who's never seen it. And even if you haven't seen it in a couple years, I'd say go watch it again because it's been fuck who knows 10, 15 plus for me, and it was very enjoyable to rewatch.
Yeah, I give it a couple months between watches just to draw back that raw emotion. Like I mentioned it to you guys before, I tear up the whole time
Yeah.
because of the just overall build of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
The music in it, it just pulls at your heartstrings. The animation, the dialogue, the way that they're just carrying themselves in their actions. You see the rage, you see the understanding, you see the like the conflict, and you're just you're drawn in so hard because you just want peace at the end of it because they're both trying to do their best
Yeah, it's
through
like
whatever situation seems best to them.
yeah, it's like what Jake said earlier. You could realistically put yourself in any character in this movie's shoes, and it be relatable. Like there is no one in this movie that's not. Even though it deals with the idea of there's some fantastical elements about it. Don't get me wrong. That is not relatable to real life, but like the themes
Yeah.
of that each character portrays are themes that are represented in humanity in every one of us.
Hmm.
So
I
it's
I
amazing.
I used to think that the hate like element of the demon side of it was more like corruption and just the evil and corruptness of humanity, how easy it is to corrupt them and just negate any like just moral thing to just achieve what you think is best. But after seeing it a couple times, it just becomes so neutral, and you're just like, yeah, you want harmony between both because everything's a living thing, and just the way it's more like consequences of all the actions, and I think that's why the spirit killed off the boar and didn't heal fully Ashitaka, so he could, if anything, develop a little more into that character and understanding. But I enjoy this movie every single time. I definitely recommend it. I give it a solid 10. It is up on the charts and will forever be.
Sorry, I'm trailing off. I'm trying to find the notepad that I did take the I wrote everything down on, but now I can't find it. That's not good.
One interesting fact that I did see while looking up the
Oh, found it. Okay.
one interesting fact I did see while looking up the Kodama, the little spirits.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the film, there's that single one just hanging out by the island.
Yeah.
So originally, there's two stories to this. Miyazaki, the director of this, in early development of this movie, he had first created Totoro in like a more raw form
Mm-hmm.
instead of the wolves to be the companion of Princess Mononoke. But they had like just cut that out. They had done some sketches of it, but just said no. But the other one was that Kodama at the end, they kind of joked around and said, yeah, that is baby Totoro.
Oh, really?
Yes, for a
That's
slight
pretty
second, but then
interesting.
they're like, you know what? Nah, never mind, because it conflicts with like I guess his backstory in his film.
Oh, okay. Hmm.
But it's interesting how yeah they're technically in the same universe.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. All right. Do you have well, I guess I mean I think we all know 1 through 10. What's yours? Give us your ratings, final thoughts, and then we'll spin the wheel.
10. This
Yeah, I
movie
figured.
is timeless. It holds its core fundamental values, and it the testament of time. It's still amazing. The redoing of it by Studio Ghibli definitely amplifies it to where it can be more intriguing for people to watch, but it's just so well made that no doubt that's the 10.
Yeah, it is amazing. Like I said, it's a 9.5 for me. Um, I mean, like I said, you can realistically put yourself in anybody's shoes and relate to them. I kind of like it because there's no true villain of the story.
Antagonist, yep.
Yeah, and which sounds like it'd be, like a cutesy type of movie if there's no like villain, but there's plenty of plot, there's plenty of conflict, there's plenty of everything you'd want out of a good story without there being a true bad guy, and
Yep.
or even a true good guy if you want to break it down to that as well. So yeah, it's amazing. It's great. Highly, highly, highly recommend if you've never seen it, and if it's been a couple years or even a couple months since you've seen it, go watch it again. It's great.
Hmm.
But I'm just gonna. Do you have the stream up by chance on
I do.
anything? Okay, I'm just gonna drag my screen over so I don't have to. Here's our wheel.
Okay.
It might take a second to show up on stream, but just so you know, I ain't cheating.
Oh no, yeah, you're good.
All right, I'm spinning. I see it on Twitch, but I don't see it on YouTube. Oh, I'm behind on YouTube. There we go. All right,
Yeah, it's a good
spinning.
delay. All right.
Looks like it's Gotchi Akuta. Nice.
Nice.
Hell yeah. All right, Gotcha Yakuta. We will figure out if we're gonna do. I think it's a 24 episode one, isn't it? Currently.
Yeah, we might have to split it, but
Yeah, we'll
that's
figure
okay.
that out. Either way, we're going some amount of Gotcha Yakuta next week. And Jake's not here, so does he replace you or do I replace you? I can't remember.
I think you
All right, cool. We'll run with
replace
that.
me.
Let's see here. On my list, let's go with. Oh, man. Let's go with. Man, this is hard.
I see the wheel.
Let's go. You know what? Let's go Ancient Mage's Bride because I still need to see the second season. All right, so
I did see Apothecary Diaries is coming out.
Oh, really? Oh, actually, you know what?
Not to throw a
You
twist
know
in there.
what? No. That's a great one. We're putting that on the list instead. We'll do Apothecary Diaries. All right, cool. So the list now is Apothecary Diaries, Konosuba, which I feel like is going to be on there forever. 17 through 20, or 1726, Freyrin, Amagi, Brilliant Park, and Soul Eater. All right, so next week, Gotcha Yakuta, back to regular, I guess,
Show format.
show format, yeah. We'll mix in a movie every now and then. Once again, if you have any suggestions and we catch it in the comments before we get too deep into watching whatever we'll do next, we'll do that. So leave a comment. Let us know what you want us to talk about. And until then, we'll see y'all next week. Peace.
See ya.